I'm Chris Savino with American Outdoor News. I'm here with Bill Voss with his new venture, Everest.com. Bill, thanks so much for taking the time to speak to us today. It sounds like such an exciting new venture for you.
Well, Chris, look, thank you for having me. It's an honor, privilege to be here with you today and your audience. And I just absolutely want to say thank you and that we are very appreciative of you taking interest in what we're trying to accomplish.
We always like to spotlight new companies and what's going on in the industry. Uh, your company is pretty unique and it really jumps into a crowded field. What inspired Everest.com?
Sure. At its core, we launched in 2020, right prior to COVID, I guess.
Okay.
Timing is everything. And what we saw was this opportunity where there was this movement towards what is typically called niche marketplaces.
Hmm.
And we saw, hey, there was this, a do-it-yourself marketplace, Etsy, Chewy for pets. There was a shoe marketplace. And all of a sudden, all these marketplaces are just these niche marketplaces are showing up because the literature, if you dig in and look at the literature shows it's pretty compelling. It shows that if you can create a successful niche marketplace that speaks directly to a segment or sector, that people will migrate from Amazon, who has to be everything to everybody,
Yeah.
able to speak specifically to certain groups, that they will come. And so we looked and we said, look, we are outdoors people at our core. And we're like, where is the outdoor marketplace? There did not exist.
Yeah.
Was an eBay version-ish that focused mainly on guns, but there was no overarching outdoor recreation marketplace. And you and I know, and your listeners know, just how big of a space that really is, right?
What's it, 90, $100 billion, somewhere
Well,
in
it's
that range right
incredible.
now?
Yeah, it's incredible. And that doesn't even include other things that we're introducing into the marketplace, like team sports and auto, as an example, auto parts, because we're a believer in, look, we're just a supporter of people who enjoy getting outdoors on the weekend because we at our core believe people are healthier and happier outdoors.
Uh-huh.
We just want you outdoors, right? Because, away from all the TVs and computers and the noise, right?
Yeah.
We want to enable those activities on the weekend, right? We say, look, get what you need, get it ordered and get it to your house before that next weekend adventure. And so, kind of with all of that, we knew that we had to go out and get a name that would meet the ambition of the project, right? I mean, it is an
Sure.
ambitious project. And so we went and started discussions and negotiations for Everest, the domain. That took about a year to secure, to negotiate and get done. But once we knew that we had the URL and the name, that we could then move forward with testing, for lack of better words.
Uh-huh.
And we built a platform, we built a marketplace, we launched the marketplace, and it's a chicken and egg almost. It's do you go get sellers first, or do you try to get a few sellers and then get a bunch of consumers? And so we chose the seller route. We wanted to test with sellers first. Again, Amazon, we believe, and from our research and the sellers we talk to, are not so seller centric. Their core focus is consumer centric. And so we
Hmm.
wanted to do something a little different. We wanted to be good to our sellers. We wanted to make it easy for them to get onboarded. We wanted to be partners with our sellers. And so we kind of marched in that direction first. And it really was a snowball kind of rolling down a hill, faster, bigger. And we had sellers literally wrapped around the building trying to getting their goods and products and storefronts into the marketplace. And so once we knew that was headed in the right direction, we pivoted and we launched what you see today, which is our consumer-facing marketplace at
Hmm.
Everest.com. So I
Well,
hope.
you cover quite a bit, hunting, fishing, hiking. Um, I saw some archery on your site. It's really encompasses everything outdoors. I saw kayaks and canoes, a lot of stuff. Um, is it all US based? Is it all like American made companies or?
Yeah. So what we're seeing, I just was interviewed on this very topic just the other day. And sort of our focus, if you will, is to stay true to home, right? And so when we talk to sellers and we're visiting with sellers and sellers are focused on visiting with us, we're trying to stay focused on those US based sellers, right?
Uh-huh.
Those we really built the marketplace for mom and pop sellers and kind of middle, small and middle market sellers. We know that the big guys will come. We've had interest from many big guys already. But we really want to kind of get those OEMs that are, not at the large box retailers, or you may never, they have an amazing product, but you just have not heard about them yet. We wanted to give them a platform and a marketplace to come into and be exposed to millions and millions of consumers. And so that's where our focus has been. And of course, all those sellers, every one of those sellers are, US based sellers. In addition to that, look, we kind of saw this American movement headed, this wave coming to shore, if you
Oh,
will.
yeah.
I call it patriotic purchasing, right?
Yes.
And we do believe there's that moment is happening and that wave is coming to shore. So as long as we can stay the course and not get in any trouble abroad as a country, I believe we'll continue to see the rise in this patriotic purchasing movement and people will bring their dollars back to America.
I would tend to agree with that. In fact, a new category that you might consider. I was at a barbecue festival this weekend, and yeah, the food is amazing. Of course, I like to cook, and I like to cook outdoors. I met quite a few U.S. based, American made barbecue companies, and I'm looking to do business with them, and anything that's going to help them grow and promote their business. You got a perfect platform.
Yeah, look, we love those folks. Absolutely love them. One of our first sellers ever was a seasoning company, Grill Your Ass Off. 100% American, right? And we're like, man, we love you. We love your product. We use your product. And it's sort of in that eat food space, right?
Yep.
But we've got some grills on the site. We've got other companies that are sort of related to grilling and food. We get a lot of interest from supplement companies, seasoning companies. And so, like, yeah, I think they see what you and I both see with the marketplace, sort of this unique, true multi-merchant marketplace that is really, with its core foundation here in the US.
So it's good. The reality is, it's completely outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's what we do. It's what we love. It's how we live. And I think over time, you're going to grow into every facet, and it's really endless. People just say, "Oh, you're hunting and fishing." No, it's so much more.
It is. It is. Listen, you get outdoors. I mean, you kind of touch all of it. You got transportation, food. You got to have a tent. You got to have,
Sure.
yeah, whatever you're doing outside, whatever your hobby is. You got
Camp
to have that
stoves.
gear. Yeah, it is. It is a really, really large space, and that's what blew our minds. We just we couldn't believe that. You got a shoe marketplace or a pet marketplace but you don't have this outdoor recreation marketplace that existed until Everest.com. And that's what we're trying to take advantage of and grow that community because we just know it's so large. And look, I think you hit the nail on the head, and I'm a true believer in this. I think we're so passionate about what we do outdoors, we actually identify by what we do. So if you ask me, I'm a fisherman, right? So I love to fish. This is what I do if I have any free time. But if you golf, you're like, hey, I'm a golfer, right? Or if
Yeah.
you're like, I'm a hunter. Like we literally identify ourselves by what our outdoor passion is. That's how passionate we are as a community. And until Everest, there was no centralized hub for that community, right? It's very fragmented, right?
Sure.
But now with Everest.com and what we're launching with what we call Caliber Nation, that's our version of Prime. We aim to create this true centralized hub for all things and all people outdoors.
To really put it in simplified terms, Everest.com is really like the Shopify for the outdoors.
I think it's more of the Amazon for the outdoors. With Shopify, there's still, you build a website, you launch a website, and you're on this island by yourself. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Shopify gives you some support and they give you some tools, and Shopify is great. I mean, if you want to have your own website and try to promote your own website while running a business and creating product, and what a task, right? And
Yeah.
we see is 98% of those sellers who have their own website often don't see the success that they want to see because they're out there on an island by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Versus an Amazon, where not only the whole outdoor community is there, but also the outdoor seller community is there too. We're all pulling, as sellers, we're all pulling the wagon, this one wagon in the same direction, right? Where you can
Uh-huh.
find endless products and sellers related to this niche, this outdoor recreation niche. So sellers don't feel like they're on an island anymore and have to do all this work and develop all this strategy to try to drive traffic to their one little website that's out there on its own. They can just be focused on their Everest storefront, which is
Mhm.
housed within the marketplace, just like Amazon. And we all pull the wagon in the same direction together.
So how do you cultivate this outdoor community? Is everybody really promoting their own space, which in turn is promoting Everest?
Sort of. So if you think of it as the seller community, where we're all working together to gain exposure to their shops and their products, we're all doing that together. We do that through a tool that we have developed and launched called EAP, Everest Advertising Platform, where
Hmm.
much like other marketplaces, sellers can contribute, a certain budget to those particular campaigns. And so if you think about it in the aggregate, that allows Everest to promote those products to many, many multiples of people that an individual seller with their individual website out on an island by themselves would ever be able to drive to their products
Hmm.
in their storefront. And so it's basically almost a co-op or a collective
Yeah.
of EAP customers, all contributing to getting exposure to their products and storefronts within the Everest marketplace.
Well, it really is an interesting website. And if people have the opportunity to go to it and browse, it's really something else. It's very unique.
Thank you. It is we're very proud of it. So we appreciate the kind words. It is unique because there is no other outdoor focused niche market, multi-seller marketplace on the planet. And we are the only one. And we're all outdoors, right? So
Yeah.
like you had mentioned earlier, it's not just hunt fish, right? I mean, it's anything that you do outdoors on the weekend. If it's not there now, it will be. We're headed in that direction.
Yep.
But part of the mission is to get anything that anybody would do outdoors on the weekend, get those products and services onto the website. And then I'll have that all anchored with Caliber Nation. So that's the mission, that's the focus, and that's where we're headed.
Now, as a seller, does it cost the seller anything to open a store, or is there a monthly fee? How does somebody set up?
It's well, they would contact us through the website. We would onboard them for free. So there's
Okay.
no onboarding fee, there's no monthly subscription fee. There is a transaction fee when we sell one of their products for them, essentially.
Okay.
But we also are in conversations with our sellers about participating in EAP. So EAP is a monthly, they contribute a certain monthly budget to the EAP efforts.
Mhm.
And we've had 70, so far we've had about 72%, a little more than 72% of the sellers indicate an interest in participating in EAP. So we think it's a really good indicator that we're going to see some real success, not only with the marketplace, obviously, but with EAP as well.
That's interesting. Is there a vetting process?
So there is a vetting process. I think one thing that we see, we kind of look at things that we can do better than other marketplaces. We are still a niche marketplace, which gives us the luxury of not having to onboard every single seller that comes knocking.
Yeah.
And so every single seller is interviewed, every single seller is onboarded, every single seller is vetted to make sure that they kind of would, for lack of better words, kind of meet the criteria or the mission and the ambition of Everest. So we can, at the end of the day, hopefully deliver the very, very best products to our consumers.
Well, it sounds like you have a really great idea. It's ever evolving, and I look forward to what's next.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that you're going to see, if you continue to kind of watch the path and the growth, you're going to see some really exciting things coming around the corner. I mean, we are launching new verticals, and we're doing so much. We're launching. We should launch the formally launch Caliber Nation this year, which will come with all its own benefits and sort of, advantages to be a Caliber member that are really out of this world cool. And so, yeah, we have all these sorts of things coming down the pike that are on the board that are getting done. So yes, please continue to watch the growth.
Can you tell me a little bit about Caliber Nation?
I can. So if you think about Caliber Nation, you kind of think about it like Prime, Amazon Prime. If you're familiar with Amazon Prime, you get certain benefits. So Caliber Nation will be the same thing. Look, I mean, you're going to see all of these benefits, including the express shipping and other things that are really cool and exciting, discounts on this, Caliber specific pricing. I mean, a lot of neat stuff. But what we say to folks when they ask about it, and we're very passionate about this, I think it's more than just that, right? We think that if you're a Caliber member, we want you to feel like you're part of something. You don't really feel that way as a Prime member. Like, people don't walk around with Amazon Prime shirts on, like you're not like, hey, I'm proud to be an Amazon Prime member. We want the opposite, right? We want people to be proud of being Caliber members. We want them to feel like they're part of this outdoor community. We think that it's going to be as much that as it is all the other sort of financial benefits that you're going to get from being a member.
Well, Amazon Prime, I get Amazon Prime TV. Maybe with this, you can get a free subscription to the American Outdoor News podcast.
This is perfect. It's perfect. Look, it takes a village, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
And we as a community, and that's what we really are at our, whether you fish or hunt or hike, we are a community, right? And that what glues and binds us together is the love of the outdoors. I mean, I think at our core, we all know that we are healthier and happier when we're outdoors and we're experiencing nature in one way, shape, or form. And to be able to provide this centralized community, this centralized hub for all of us, and it's something that's never been done before, it will be something very, very special.
I agree. I look forward to what's next. Where can we find you guys?
Yeah, so look, obviously Everest.com is where you want to go and you want to check us out. All the other links are there. All our social links are there. Come find us. We should discuss how we could partner and do things together. I think that obviously what you're doing is something very, very special, and you're very well respected in the space, and you've done an amazing job. Like all leaders in this space, like yourself, we are encouraging to play a role and be a part of what we're doing at Everest. Because again, I mean, we believe that in today's age and what we're trying to accomplish, I mean, we're not going to do it alone. We can only do it and only meet the ambition if we do it together as a group.
Well, the strength in numbers, as we know and as we see every day. And unfortunately, hunters are our own worst enemy. We band together in theory, but they're different factions.
Well, that's true. I mean, listen, I mean, even fishermen, right? I'm an offshore guy, right? But they're completely different than the inshore guys, or completely different than the freshwater guys. You know, the freshwater
Sure.
guys down south versus up north. I get it, right? I totally get it. But again, I mean, this provides one centralized hub for the whole community, right? Where we
Yep.
can all coexist, participate, you know, be active. You know, it's more than just transacting. Really, the transaction part is kind of what happens at the end of the, you know, it's more about being part of something. And that's what we are ultimately trying to accomplish.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, definitely go to everest.com, check out the site. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to us today, Bill. It's been very informative and opened my eyes to a couple of things because until we set this up, I didn't know your platform existed, and it really fills a well-needed niche.
Well, listen, again, thank you so much for the kind words, Chris, and thanks for having me on. Look, let's do this more. I mean, it doesn't have to be a one and done. Let's check in from time to time. Let's definitely visit offline as well, how you can participate and we can get you part of the community. Any of your listeners, I mean, just look, we're good people, we're transparent, we're responsive. Reach out, don't be bashful, and we'd love to have a conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Let's do it, my friend. Thank you very much.